Spooky season is already gearing up here in April with two majorly anticipated horror films dropping the exact same day. Let's get into it. So we've known for some time now that, like I said, one of these majorly anticipated horror films, I'm talking about Saw X, would be dropping October 27th. No big shock there on the placement of that release date, considering, the whole tagline that, Halloween belongs to Saw. Let's just throw that out there. It was kind of a thing for so long, 7 years, that every Halloween we would get a new Saw film. Well, there's another hotly anticipated horror film that a lot of us have been waiting for quite some time. I know there's a lot of drama, a lot of issues getting this film together. However, Five Nights at Freddy's, for those who were a fan of the game series, have probably been waiting on this one to come out for quite some time now. Like I said, with all the drama and whatnot that got us here into this current situation. But regardless of all of that, it looks as if Five Nights at Freddy's is eyeing the exact same release date as Saw X, that being October 27th of this year. So let's get into the article here. This coming to us courtesy of bloodydisgusting.com, who says Five Nights at Freddy's movie sets Halloween release. So diving in here, it says Universal Pictures will release Blumhouse's Five Nights at Freddy's in theaters on October 27th, 2023. The film will also premiere day and date with theatrical on Peacock. So first and foremost, I already feel like I have to bring this up again. Universal, why the hell do you continue to do this with Peacock? I got it with like Halloween Kills. We're really still at a big state in the pandemic where it was kind of better to make that kind of call. I didn't really get it with Halloween Ends, and I sure as hell don't get it for this one, considering that you're going to be going head to head with a very anticipated film in the same vein or the same genre as this one. I think there's going to be a lot of crossover fans here. I mean, sure, there are going to be definitely some differences in the fan base, but I think there will be a large portion that are going to be crossovers wanting to see both of these films. So I just don't understand. It looks to me like if you make this decision, people are going to go to the theaters. If they're going to watch both of these movies, they're going to watch Saw in the theater because that's the only way they're going to be able to watch it. And then they're going to come home and watch this on Peacock. So I'm just not sure if it's the best move to do that. But for whatever reason, Universal, they continue to make these decisions for whatever reason. Like I said, I'm sure they have their reasons. I'm sure that, who the hell am I to call out these people who are running these multi-million and billion-dollar companies? But that just kind of popped into my head there. So it says, check out a first sneak peek to expect more. It gives a little description here. It says, in the film, a troubled security guard begins working at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. While spending the first night on the job, he realizes the night shift at Freddy's won't be so easy to make it through. So yeah, pretty much anyone who's ever played any of the games can kind of tell you that just kind of sounds like the setup for any of those games, especially early on in the series. However, it goes on a little bit more detail. Five Nights at Freddy's, directed by Emma Tammy, written Scott Cawthon, as we all kind of assumed. Of course, Emma Tammy and Seth Cuddeback. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And then it just kind of goes on to tell you the stars we have in this. Josh Hutcherson, Matthew Lillard, of course, which I'm really glad to see him in another horror type film. I thought he did really great in Scream, 13 Ghosts. So it's really cool to see him back in something like that again. Elizabeth Lal, not sure. Kat Connor Sterling, Piper Rubio, Mary Stuart Masterson. And it kind of goes into talking about how Jim Henson's Creature Workshop here is making these animatronics, which is also really interesting in and of itself. But it's cool we got this picture. I kind of skipped over it, but this is a fairly new image in and of itself. One of the first things we've actually seen from the movie, which I think the pizzeria looks really cool here. You don't see a whole lot of the Freddy animatronic here, but I do think that based on what we're seeing here, it looks true to the source material, and it doesn't look awful, at least the angle that we have from here. I'd like to see more before I make any kind of judgment call, but based off this image, I'd say it looks pretty cool. Like I said, the animatronic itself looks pretty decent. The setting looks pretty cool. I'm already sold on that one, to be honest with you. But once again, I do think it's a pretty interesting call to drop this thing on the same day as Saw, which is ballsy in and of itself, to be like, okay, let's see what we can do here. You know, very Paranormal Activity of them, if I do say so myself. But the whole Peacock day and date premiere with theatrical, man, I don't know. I think they're kind of making a bit of a mistake with that one. Once again, who the hell am I to make this kind of call? But it is something I wanted to talk about, and it's something I want to hear what you all think. So drop your comments down below. Do you think it's a good idea to drop this on the same day? I mean, I kind of thought it would be a cool thing to maybe drop it the week before, get it out before Halloween, kind of add to the Halloween festivities. But, you know, dropping it on the same day, having that competition, but also doing that Peacock release, I don't know. Like I said, let me know what you all think down below in the comments section. I'd love to hear what you all think about this. And let me know, what are you going to see first? Are you going to do like I said earlier, maybe go to the theaters and watch Saw, come home and watch Five Nights at Freddy's on Peacock? Are you going to watch both theatrically? Neither? Whatever. Let me know. What do you think about this? How are you going to approach this, horror fans, down below? Also, while you're there, check the description section. You'll see a couple of links to follow me on Twitter, support the channel, things of that nature. And yeah, before we head off today, why don't you leave me a like if you've enjoyed this video, turn on notifications, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz. It would be greatly appreciated. So yeah, with that said, I'm Bran from Bloody Breakdown, and it looks like it's going to be a very interesting spooky season in 2023.